Rob Lippolis here with IceRays head coach Justin Quenneville as Corpus Christi kicks off their series against the defending national champion Texas Tornado. And Q, as always, thanks for talking with us.
Thanks for having me.
Last weekend, Corpus Christi had Odessa in town for the first time all year. Talk about that weekend in a whole in itself.
Well, obviously it was a successful weekend in the end. We got the points that we needed. A sweep is always good, especially at home, but to get back into the swing of things, to get back to a consistent, two-game set and play 6 solid periods, we felt like, we did what we needed to do to win, but we obviously can nitpick and say, there's a lot of areas that we could work on, but with a full practice week, we were able to prepare ourselves, and, we want to be able to win games at home like we've been on the road, and that's what we needed to do, and we did it.
Good goaltending as well from both sides. Odessa, though, a bit of a struggle in net, and it seems like it's been that all year long for them.
Yeah, I think they've had some inconsistency, but I wouldn't blame the goalies all that much. I know obviously some of the goals have been tough, but they've really let them hanging out to dry. You look at a lot of the type of goals and the odd man breaks and the offensive opportunities they let up. I mean, it really puts a goalie in a bind and puts a lot of pressure on him to play big. So they've definitely done their part in giving their team a chance to win, here and there, but they definitely need some more goal support.
Now, we know Roman Uchin was up in Des Moines for 10 games. Those 10 games are up. What can you tell us about his update?
Well, we just got word a couple days ago that he's going to be remaining there the rest of the year, which we knew was a possibility, and obviously a great opportunity for him and another great, success story from the program here to help, develop and move these players on. At the end of the day, obviously, we want to be able to replace his role here with a player that can come in and help us right off the bat, and we feel like we've done that in in a young guy like Luke McDermott to come in. But a great opportunity for Uch. I mean, he definitely deserved the opportunity. We felt like this is what it's about, is moving guys on, and ultimately you don't want to lose your strong players or any player that's really been through war with you. But no question, something that I think the model that we've developed here is continue to succeed in and is moving guys on.
Now talk about Luke McDermott. Came in, started last weekend, played both games last weekend. Looked good, big body out there, likes to go into the corners.
Yeah, it helps he's got some junior experience. Obviously playing for Jeff last year for Flint in Tier 3 was a big bonus for us in that, we know what kind of character player we're getting. But to get players to buy into their roles and come in here and understand what needs to be done is huge. A lot of times there's a feeling out process where they come in and the speed's a little faster, the passes are a little crisper, the decision making's a little faster. So it's something that guys have a little adjustment to make. But he came in with a very humble mentality, with a very simple mindset in terms of his work ethic and maintaining simple plays on the ice. But really bought in, and I felt that he progressed as the weekend went on really well, and over the course of the last week and a half in practice has done the same.
We talk about Texas this weekend. They come into town. How was practice this week? You're ready for them. I know last time the IceRays played the Tornado was up in Frisco. Things didn't work out the way, but I remember in that Saturday game against the Tornado, the IceRays played great, but Hunter Leisner was solid in net.
Yeah, and that's been the story for them all year, against us especially, as Hunter's done a great job. Their goaltender stood on his head multiple times and give them a chance to win and made big saves. And, looking back at the tapes and looking back at the games, we'd like to say the win-loss record against them this year has not been, fair to our side. But in reality, we've played some very good hockey against them. So we need to maintain that intensity and that mindset and really do a better job at, putting more pucks, more bodies in front of Hunter and getting ugly goals. And I think that's been the pattern against him, is finding the way to score more secondary chance goals against him and really smothering him with a lot of shots early in the game to tire him out. But we approach this week a little differently. We're changing it up a little bit. We're going to play a different style offensively, more or less try to really create more turnovers in the neutral zone and get the pucks off the sticks of guys like Hawkins and Leaf and Justin Greenberg and Conway that make plays and really make you pay when you do make a mistake. So we felt like we had good 3-day practice this week. Guys really bought in. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter until they bring it in game time.
Talk about Brandon Hawkins from the Texas Tornado. He really started to mold into himself. The opening series against the IceRays here, picked up a hat trick. Now, what do you see in him? I know he doesn't have the speed, but he has the smarts, and a lot of the great goal scorers in past hockey history never had that speed, but they knew where to go and they painted that picture out on the ice, and that's what he seems to do. Plus, a rocket of a shot helps as well.
You hit the nail on the head. I think it doesn't matter how many chances the kid gets. He scores scores when he gets them, and it's a difference between a finisher and a guy who knows where to go. But he does see the ice very well, and he plays with players that can get him the puck, so he definitely lingers a little bit in the offensive zone, and when he does get his chances, he does not miss. So very threatening for teams to play against. He's that X factor for them, and they got him pegged on the second or third line some nights, but adds another secondary scoring to them where, you got a kid that's got 30 goals already, just past midway through the season. So it really puts some stress on us defensively that we got to be aware of who we're out there with when there's multiple players that we got to play hard against. But a player like Hawkins is really just keeping the puck off his tape, knowing where he is on the ice, not falling asleep and getting too puck watching. We got to maintain a strong defensive game, and if we can hold them in their zone most of the night, we feel like 5-on-5 we could play against them all day. We just have to limit our mistakes and make sure we know where we're limiting those mistakes where they don't cost us.
Now I know Texas, big offensive team. Goaltending is going to be huge this weekend for the IceRays.
Yeah, I mean, got to hand it to them. They're very strong this year. They're coming off some big wins and against Amarillo and sweeping them this year. And obviously, that's something that we have to concern ourselves with a little bit. But we do want to buy into what we're set out to do here, and that's obviously focus on tonight. They're second in the league in goals for. They're on the top in goals against. So it's just one of those things that we have to limit our mistakes against a team that can make you pay, and we have to stay out of the box. They're second in the league in their power play percentage, and there's a reason for it because they got a lot of good shooters, but they just don't miss their chances. So if we have to limit their amount of chances tonight and capitalize on ours, well, that's that playoff mentality that we talk about, and being a second-half team is going to be more vital tonight than anything.
All right, Q. That's head coach Justin Quenneville. I'm Rob Lippolis. Q, thanks as always.
Thank you.
Fans, come out this Friday night. Frosty Friday, half off beer and soda. Then Saturday, we have the Caller Times 4-pack night. You can pick up 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas for just $44. Also, teen night on Saturday night presented by Whataburger.